All right, back here for game 5. I'm on the play. Made some sideboard adjustments, put some Thalias back in my deck. Maybe the first striker is good enough against Reckless Bushwhacker and company, but I don't know.
You're gonna stop me from like double spelling with bolts and commands too.
Yeah.
It might just be worth it.
Yeah, so we're gonna try it out, but I'm gonna keep.
I have also made an adjustment on the draw. I cut one Goblin Guide and brought the second mutagenic growth back in. I have a reasonable hand. Gonna keep.
Go.
Normal turn 1. Go to Stomping Ground. Crit 8. I'm at 17.
Yep.
You can go.
We'll play a Leonin Arbiter and pass the turn.
Well, you know.
Please work.
So I can do the. It's actually close. Given that I'm on the draw, it's a little tougher. I think. Yeah, I will play Goblin Guide.
Okay.
Attack with both, trigger Guide.
I think it's just too important that we hinder Ross's development. We have this, so I'm just gonna take the damage.
You go to 16.
Yep.
Okay. You can go.
Okay. I'm gonna play an Aether Vial and take a point to cast an Auriok Champion. Go to 15, and I'll pass.
Okay, that could get annoying. Emissary.
Gain a life.
Yep.
16.
Bolt the Arbiter.
Sure.
Attack trigger.
I'll block Curt Ape and go to 14.
Play a Wooded Foothills.
Yep.
You can go.
Trigger.
Actually, I know I'm getting Thought Knotted next turn.
Yep.
Because you got a land, right?
Yep.
You're at 14. Yeah, no, you can go.
Yep, just want to cast my Thought Knot. Gain life. 15. I will take your... That's pretty close to the same thing. Guess I'll just take your Lightning Bolt.
I'm taking Bolt lets me not attack with Arbor, so it's better. I'm going to 16, get the Arbor.
Yep.
You gain another life.
Yep, 16 all.
Yeah, I had a weird turn. If I had known you weren't going to block with Arbiter, then I could have gone Emissary Guide. But if I already play a second land, then you're likely to just trade at that point. Getting the Emissary into play last turn would have been nice. It's worth 3 damage to avoid the trigger and get 2 in last turn. Well then.
Have you ever read Flicker Wisp's flavor text?
I have not.
It's just weird.
You have 3 cards.
3 cards.
16. A Viled in Burnt and Forge Tender would be awkward for me here, but...
Yeah, sounds great.
I don't think I'm beating that when I've drawn 2 red, 2 2s, and you're already at 16, so...
Probably would have been more inclined to take the mutagenic growth if I had that.
Yeah, true. I will bash with everybody. Trigger the guide.
Alright. Leonard Arbiter.
Yep.
Just block like this.
3 to you, pump my team.
Yep.
So that brings you to 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to bring you to 7. Yeah, so I'll pay 2 life. So I go to 14.
Yep, 14 to 7.
And yeah, 14 to 7, I draw a card.
Yep.
You can go.
Trigger.
I'm going to fetch before that trigger happens.
Okay.
Just so I can't get...
Yeah, I mean, you knew about the Arbiter.
Yeah.
So.
I'll get a tapped Stomping Ground. I'm at 13.
I will activate Tidal or Score, gain a life, go to 8.
I have a Foothills.
Okay. And I will strangle your Curd Ape, go to 9. Might be interested in attacking this turn. I don't really care if we just trade off, but if we do just trade off, then I don't really have a good clock, so I guess I'll just pass.
This game's not going well. Auric Champion is quite good.
Yeah, just any kind of roadblock that gives me a little bit of life buffer is nice.
So if I attack with both, Michael just blocks Goblin Guide with Champion, Emissary with Sculler, and that is not particularly good. He knows this is in play, so...
Alright, I'll go to 10.
You can go.
Trigger this. That is pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna path your Curd Ape. And then I will attack with all 3. I guess I shouldn't attack with this in case you play second Dryad Arbor. That would just be...
Yeah.
Yeah, just attack with these 2.
I'm at 13 right now.
Yep.
So you have Arbiter, which is likely coming in. You'll take a point, go back up to 10. And then I still don't really have a good attack. I say, well, trading is not going to do anything. I need to hope to run a runner into something nice. So this will bring me to 8, and then you'll have 8, 10, so I'll be forced to block something on the next turn. If I have to run a runner, I'm going to be forced to block next turn. I might as well block now. So I'll trade with the Strangler.
Okay, I will respond and Flicker Wisp my Strangler. I go to 11.
Sure.
You go to 11 as well.
Yep.
And then I'll take a point and then gain it back,
Yep.
play Arbiter.
So you're still at 11.
And then
that comes in, you go to 12.
And then I'll kill your Burning
Strangle
Tree.
this, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I just couldn't beat that. You go to 13.
Why not just brick walls all my creatures?
Except the flying one.
I mean, it's just funny.
You go to 13.
Yeah.
You can go. I guess I should have blocked Sculler.
I guess I'll just leave it on 3. Oh, that was actually pretty good, I think.
Displacer?
No, it's a Ghost Quarter. I will animate Shambling Vent.
Yeah. Just know you can't Ghost Quarter now. Or Ghost Quarter you.
Go to 11.
Stack with everything?
Yeah, I'll attack with everything except for Auric Champion.
Okay, well, I'll trade with Strangler and eat Shambling Vent.
Alright, I'll target your Sacred Foundry.
I will pay 2 and crack this, go to 10.
Sure.
Get a tapped Temple Garden.
Sure.
And then when this will get a Forest.
Yep.
So you gain 2, I take 7.
Yep. You go to 4, I'm at 13.
I fetch summon now at 3,
Okay.
which is quite relevant.
Yep. Go.
if I draw a Bolter and a Tarkus Command, I guess a Tarkus...
You're alive, yeah.
You could beat a Tarkus Command by just attacking with everything, but that would be heinous against a Bolt.
Yes.
Yes, the Ghost Warrior did do something there. It's forcing me to fetch.
You might just only play like one white source. I don't know.
Yep. You can go.
I'll go to 4 this time. I'm a genius.
No, I'm dead.
Okay.
I was dead regardless. You just attack with Flicker Wisp.
Hey everyone, back here for the conclusion of our Versus series, Eldrazi Taxes versus Green-Red Aggro. Games played out mostly how we expected, I think.
Yeah.
I was kind of behind early in the game. My creatures were smaller. They're a little bit more expensive. You can have some explosive starts with creatures plus Burning Tree Emissary, Reckless Bushwhacker, plus some pump effects like Mutagen Growth or Lightning Bolt, Tarkus Command. I was kind of like forced into spots where I had to block eventually, and if you had a key pump
any
effect,
sort of trick.
Yeah,
and
trick.
There's enough of them in the deck that those blocks are pretty tenuous. He can get lucky occasionally, but not that often. Yeah, and in 3 of the games, I was able to get ahead and close them out. And then in the other 2, you were able to buy some time. In game 2, it was with Lean and Arbiter because the Zoo deck's mana base is pretty fetch line heavy, and Green Red Dagger is much the same. And Arbiter on the play is able to almost always stop my second land drop. And then in game 5, it was Auriok Champion, which was actually really impressive.
Yeah, Auriok Champion was awesome. The way that the Zoo deck has pivoted, Green Red Dagger has pivoted now is more towards like these very explosive starts with Bushwhacker and Burning Tree Emissary. And so incidentally, you just have a lot more small red creatures in your deck.
Yep.
So Auriok Champion's a lot more powerful, more high impact than maybe it was in the past when the deck was more slanted towards like maybe Voice of Resurgence, Tarmogoyf, Wave, things along those lines. And then I think I was actually misboarding. Thalia is probably just better in this matchup than I originally perceived because of
the small
the
creatures.
past history that I kind of associate with Zoo.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just bad in the first couple of games.
You can also stop some of the double spell turns that the Green Red Dagger deck has, like making a Tarkus Command cost 3 mana, just making Bolt cost 2, so they can't play another 2-drop if they only have 3 lands, or another 1-drop if they only have 2. That could end up being quite relevant. And the Eldrazi deck doesn't have a lot of spells itself, so you're not really putting yourself too far behind. You might stop some double spells with Path, but that's about it. And I think you can reasonably play around or play through that. So yeah, you brought in Thalia towards the end, but Auriok Champion really. If you're playing the black-white deck and looking to beat Zoo and Green-Red Aggro, same, Auriok Champion is definitely a card you could look at.
Yeah, Auriok Champion would be a good inclusion. We talked about the Sunlance, and Shriekmaw in particular I think is a big one. Some people were starting to incorporate that card into their Eldrazi lists during the tail end of the Eldrazi dominance.
The next evolution. Yep. It is incredible with Eldrazi Displacer, good with Flicker Wisp, and just having a nice clean 2-mana kill your creature, just a solid removal spell.
It's a fine card.
Trigger your Auriok Champion, kill your guy.
Yeah, and good top deck later in the game since you can actually just hard cast it if you're floating a little bit, and then a 3/2 body can trade just like Wasteland Strangler can, or put a little bit of a clock on your opponent. So I think that card would be a really good inclusion in this deck.
And definitely Sunlance. You can bring that in against Burn too. They have fewer creatures, but just answering them at 1 mana. Okay against Abzan Company. It kills their mana creatures, but doesn't target Voice or Finks.
Or Anafenza.
That
doesn't sound very good, actually.
I think they'd have enough targets that having a couple in your deck is fine, but there are a lot of options. We were a little worried that the black-white deck would just be sort of hopelessly far behind, and matchups like this have sometimes had that, but I think black-white in Modern right now has some tools. I think Wasteland Strangler is a big one.
Yes.
That helps it catch up with the matchup, and I think you have enough sideboard cards to really be very competitive in the matchup. So you don't have to worry too much about the rise of Green Red and Zoo. If you're trying to play a deck like this, I think you can sufficiently tune your deck if you're worried about those matchups.
Yeah, traditionally this mono white or even white green Death and Taxes deck has been pretty underpowered relative to the rest of the decks in the format, but just having access to Eldrazi Temple into Wasteland Strangler or Thought Knot Seer really improves just the overall power level of the deck.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of room to explore this deck.
Yeah, I think that's true of a lot of the fringe Modern decks. They're just they're too far behind on power level, and just over time they can get 1-2 more new additions that really ratchet them up. I think it happened with this deck as well. Getting a Tarkus Command and Reckless Bushwhacker within the last year just helped ratchet the deck up in power level, and it turned from a real fringe deck into an actual contender.
Yeah,
and that could easily be with this deck with Strangler and Thought-Knot Seer, as long as people have time to tune the lists and come up with the best shell.
Yeah, I mean, I think the deck is awesome, and this is, just the beginning of people trying to figure it out, and it's got a lot of room to grow. So
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, and we'll probably see more of it.
Yeah, maybe we'll see more of it at Grand Prix Charlotte,
Yes.
which is this weekend.
This weekend is Grand Prix Charlotte, hosted by Star City Games, which is going to be an awesome event.
Yeah.
It's pretty close for us, so
we'll all be there.
We're excited.
Yeah. The entire Rona crew will come down, so if you're in the area, please stop by, say hi to everyone. We love interacting with fans and all that jazz. I'll do some jazz hands, maybe. I don't know.
Ross does love jazz.
I don't listen to a lot of jazz, actually.
Do you not?
No.
I kind of associate you with listening to jazz, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I should, and I've tried to listen to it at various points, but never that
You
big.
literally told me that, like, I went to, like, a jazz bar or something like that. You told me that.
I mean, I will do that.
So you don't like jazz?
I mean, I don't listen to a lot of it, but I'll listen to it on occasion, and like listening to it live is a little bit nicer. I like Coltrane.
Yeah, well, I mean, live music's just awesome.
And I like Miles Davis.
That's beside the point.
But yeah. So
Anyways.
Before we derail everything, yeah, Charlotte's going to be great. Even if you are not interested in playing the main event for whatever reason, maybe you're not a big Modern player, or you can only devote one day, there's a whole host of cool things going on and side events and artists and stuff. You can find everything that's going on, all the cool stuff Star City's doing at gpcharlotte.com, and then sort of plan your weekend, figure out which day you want to come down, maybe get some stuff signed, maybe get some cards altered, maybe play some drafts. There's like GPs are just conventions. You can do 3,000 different things.
You can do the number of things as there are people in the room.
Yeah, which is going to be a lot. Every GP Charlotte's gigantic.
Yeah, because Charlotte's awesome.
Yeah, Charlotte is a great city. We're going to get some good food.
Yep.
I can't wait. Can we time travel?
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
We're in the past.
We are.
That's how this works.
Okay. Well, we'll get better at time traveling, so we'll be in Charlotte now.
We'll be in Charlotte right now.
Yeah.
That is true. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. God, we're so good at this.
Yeah, we're super smart.
Okay, we should not tell anyone else how we time travel.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's a good secret.
Okay.
We need to.
Well, join us in Grand Prix Charlotte tomorrow.
We're not time traveling at all.
Or today.
We didn't even mention time travel.
Yeah, you can go to the venue today.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the venue today.
There's cool stuff going on.
That's how it works.
But it is today. Don't worry. No time travel going on at all.
Nope.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.